Hi everyone. So today I'm going to do a quick video on why my channel is so random. So, I talk about obesity medicine, skincare, and Ehlers-Danlos, and people are probably like, what is going on here? So I've already tried filming this video twice and the uploads didn't work for some reason. I kind of was doing like a get ready with me at my morning skincare. So instead of doing the full get ready with me right now, I'm going to go over my skincare in the morning, what I do, and then just chat a little bit about how random my channel is. So why did I get into obesity medicine? So I did 4 years of undergrad as a dietetics major. And then at year 4, I realized that most of my classes were with pre-med students. And I took a class called Nutrition and Disease, and I realized that I really liked the medical part of nutrition. So I spent the summer with a doctor at University of Chicago that specialized in obesity medicine, and this obesity medicine and nutrition. And this was like 30 years ago. So these were kind of unheard of. I mean, now so many people are obesity physicians and so many people talk about nutrition, but this was like over 30 years ago. I loved spending the summer with these patients. And so then I decided to go to medical school. I finished my undergrad. The only difference between dietetics undergrad and pre-med was that I had to take physics and then either genetics or microbiology. Those are 3 of my least favorite things, in science. And, I did it. And those are my worst grades. I got B's. But otherwise, I did really well. And I chose to apply to medical school. And this was the year of Grey's Anatomy. So not Grey's Anatomy, I keep saying that. This was the year of ER. See, again, that tells you how old I am. But ER was on TV and everyone wanted to be like George Clooney. So everyone was applying to medical school. So I got in and my parents called me. I remember I was in my apartment at the University of Illinois in Champaign doing my undergrad, waiting to see if I got into medical school. And they're like, we have good news and bad news. The good news is you got into medical school. The bad news is it's the most expensive one in the United States. So, and then later I found out that one of the reasons that I got into medical school that year was because of my dietetics background. And so then I did all my years and was going to go into gastroenterology. And I had to wait for a year to become a GI fellow. So I did obesity medicine, and that is currently where I'm at. So let me go over just what I started off with skincare. I started off with any kind of vitamin C. Okay, so that's my first skincare, vitamin C. And then I do my prescription Azelaic Acid. Azelaic Acid prescription. Please excuse my nail, I heard it, but maybe I'll use this hand. So I do the prescription Azelaic Acid next. And then I do any kind of like Asian sunscreen, or I do a mineral sunscreen that has zinc in it, and then a tinted sunscreen after that. So why am I talking about skincare? So let me just go back again, randomness of the channel, but go back to then I do obesity medicine now. I used to do all of nutrition, medical nutrition, but where I work, there's such a need for obesity medicine more than just overall nutrition that I did that. And many years ago, it was just medications and surgery. And then surgery became so much more prevalent where I work. So now I specialize primarily in bariatric surgery. And so I see the patients before and after bariatric surgery, and I don't like specialize in prescribing medications, but I do prescribe them for my existing patients. So because there are so many out now, so I do some videos on prescription medications as well. Okay, and so why do I talk about skincare? So I also have Ehlers-Danlos, which is a collagen disease. It can come in many forms. But part of the reason that I talk about skincare is I was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos about 15 years ago, but I had all the signs pretty much all my life. And, I knew about all the hypermobility and all the physical aspects of it, but I didn't realize how much it affected the skin. And so many years ago, I was always tan. I always thought that being tan was much prettier than being pale. And I really had to accept the fact that I couldn't sit in the sun anymore because of the Ehlers-Danlos, because it affects the collagen so much. So why am I doing something that's damaging my collagen so much? So I really got into skincare. I started on tretinoin. That's part of my nighttime skincare. I have videos on that. I have videos on Altrino, which is the form of tretinoin that I prefer. And then I really got into sun protection. And I decided cold turkey that I was no longer going to bask in the sun. It's not like I'm going to be afraid of the sun. I'm never going to like go home and sit out in the sun like I used to, go to tanning salons like I did for a few years, you know, spray tan all the time. I mean, obviously I do spray tans now, but you know, I've embraced how pale I am. And so a lot of my videos are on that. And let me just get into that. So that's why I was saying that I use, like, if I'm doing kind of just a quick look in the morning, I'll do an Asian sunscreen. But usually on a daily basis, like today, I have a zinc oxide mineral sunscreen because I do have rosacea and sensitive skin. I do that, and then I put a tinted sunscreen over it. Today I have the tinted glowy balms from Naked Sundays. I have a video on that as well. I have videos on all of my sunscreens because I have tried so many. It's such a difficult process when you have sensitive skin and you have really pale skin. So that's why I have so many videos on sunscreen and skincare. And okay, and then I always use an Asian thin sunscreen on my neck because I just don't like the feel of like a thicker sunscreen on my neck. I don't mind it so much on my face, but on my neck I just don't enjoy it. So that's what I use there. And then one of my little hacks is if I ever use a mineral sunscreen, a non-mineral sunscreen, a chemical sunscreen on my face, I don't like to use it around my eyes because it tends to irritate them. So I'll use any kind of like sunscreen stick, like a mineral sunscreen stick. Currently, this is the MD Solarsciences stick. And I'll use that, or I'll use like an SPF lip balm and I just put it on my eyelids and all around my eyes. And that's what I use. And it should be waterproof. That way it doesn't like run into the eyes, and it kind of protects the rest of the eyes from getting any kind of the chemical sunscreen in your eyes. So that's a little hack for that. I figured out a lot of skincare hacks too along the way. So I'm going to go over those as well. And I always put on some kind of just whatever the eye cream of the day, and that's just because I like to put something on my eyes just to moisturize them before I put on the mineral sunscreen around them. And then for my lips, I use the Glow Balm sunscreens on my lips. So, and then some of my favorite moisturizers under sunscreen are the CosRx moisturizer. Whenever I wear that, people ask me like, what are you wearing on your skin? What are you doing? And I'm like, it's the CosRx sunscreen. It just gives you such a glow. And then sometimes I'll also use the HADALABO Skin Perfect Gel. And that gives you a nice glow as well. So another purpose of my channel is that I want to go over Ehlers-Danlos more. So there's so much on all the physical aspects of Ehlers-Danlos, but there's really not a lot on like skin preservation and procedures, you know, that everyone else can do. Everyone else can do Botox and fillers and, you know, all sorts of lasers and that kind of thing. But people with Ehlers-Danlos, we don't have any data on it. So I have tried, and I have a video on this, I have tried Botox, which went well, Botox, and I had a blepharoplasty, which is removal of my upper eyelid, the saggy skin. And that's one of the reasons that I had the blepharoplasty was because of the Ehlers-Danlos, because there's excess skin. You know, you have excess skin. I have a lot of excess skin on my face. I have excess skin on my eyelids. So I had that, went well. The scars are still there. They probably aren't as perfect as they would have been with someone without Ehlers-Danlos, but those went really well. And I continue to get Botox just to kind of lift my eyelid a little bit. But in the future, you know, I do feel like I do have a lot of sagging skin here that I would like to address. But I'm kind of a guinea pig now because we don't know anything about Ehlers-Danlos and all these kind of procedures. So I've had that, and then I've had V-Beam for this on my face, and I'll talk about that in another video, but I've had V-Beam for rosacea as well, and I've tolerated that. So it seems to be Botox, lasers, I tolerate those pretty well. But I just want this to be like a learning channel, you know, I want my patients to understand, I want everyone to understand the true thing about obesity medicine, and not so much like this is the newest medication, this is the newest study. I want people to see it from a patient point of view and a provider point of view that's been doing obesity medicine for over 30 years. and skincare just from the aspect of everyone enjoying skincare. I mean, obviously that's something that a lot of people enjoy now, but also particularly from Ehlers-Danlos, and hopefully we can all learn from each other. You know, whether you have a friend, a relative that suffers with obesity or suffers with Ehlers-Danlos, or you just, you know, find it fun to see my channel and just learn about sunscreen and skincare. So please comment below, like let me know what videos you want me to focus on the most, just because I do like to upload a video every week, if again this one doesn't fail with the uploading. But I do like to upload a video every week, and I kind of want to know like which ones to focus on. And I also want to do this video so you understand why everything is so random. So please like, share, subscribe with anyone that you think would benefit from this content and upcoming content. And I really appreciate it. Right now I have 50 subscribers, but I appreciate every one of you. And again, let me know, you know, down in the comments, like kind of what you want me to focus on, or anything else that you think would be related to those 3 things I mentioned. All right, thanks and have a good week. See you next week.